You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast, here on the BQN Podcast Collective. I'm your host for today, Thad, and joining me as always is my co-host, Chrissie. How are you today?
Greetings and felicitations to you, Thad. How are you?
I think I'm getting married? It's kind of weird. Like, I don't...
That's the kind of thing you should know for sure, but...
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Also joining us today, again, is Abby Sommer from the First Flight podcast. Abby, thank you for coming back on the show so soon again.
Oh, it's just like it was mere moments ago. Right? I didn't even have time to go and get a drink that would burn a hole through my esophagus. And everything below my esophagus.
Oh my god, I hope we see her back. So good.
I hope we do, but I heard an interview with the writers that said the amount of time it took to shoot that and the cost, and that every single time you see a shot of the third arm, it was done a different way, and none of them work particularly well, so don't get your hopes up for too many. So It didn't say none, but that was a lot of money and time and makeup and people.
There's a reason this is the first time we've ever seen an Adosian in live action before.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
All right, before we jump into our topic for the day, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make the show possible, particularly associate producers Carl Wonders and Christie De Clerck-Szilagyi. Listeners, you can hear your name listed as one of our associate producers for a monthly subscription of just $10. And your subscription of any amount at patreon.com/BQN keeps all the shows on the network ad-free. All right, so we've got episode 2 of Strange New World Season 3, which released at the exact same time as episode 1, Wedding Bell Blues. Abby, what'd you think of this week's episode? Or the second episode this week? Whatever.
Okay, this was such a me episode. Like, this is hitting my comfort notes all over the place. And, okay, we're going to go into it later, but costumes! Like,
so many.
Was shrieking, and not just the costumes for the wedding itself, but like the off-duty ones and all the makeup with the gems and the pearls and the ear cuffs. Like, it was amazing. And like, this is so quotable and so fun to like live in this little world, and so many connections. Like, I can see this one rising in my comfort watch episodes pretty high. I mean, even the music in this one was absolutely spot on perfect. So I
is
really
canon.
I know, right? I will never, ever listen to that song the same way again. But I never disliked it, but it has risen in my estimation now. I mean, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
So, like, they've been doing this since Discovery Season 1, but it still always, like, surprises me for a split second when I hear contemporary music in Star Trek.
Licensed, yeah.
Yeah, licensed actual song, yeah.
Yeah.
Because before Discovery Season 1, we never had that.
Well, they got some money. The Kelvin movies.
Well, the Kelvin movies, yeah. But
That's
movies are a whole other animal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and First Contact. Don't forget Magic Carpet Ride. Doobie.
Movies are a whole other animal.
True. I know.
Yeah.
I know. We got Frere Jacques back in TNG.
Yeah, that's there's no license required for that.
Pretty sure that's in the public domain, but, you know.
Thank you.
Just like Jerusalem on DS9.
Yeah. Well, they did a lot of Rat Pack songs on DS9 too, though.
That's true.
It wasn't contemporary. I mean, and honestly, Wake Me Up Before You Go is not really contemporary either. We're just old.
Okay, it's contemporary to me.
Well, it's contemporary.
It's more contemporary than normal, yes.
Yeah. Although, If you think about it, everybody got really excited to run out onto the dance floor for a 400-year-old song.
I thought the exact same
song.
thing.
And
Maybe
I'm like,
it's
this is like
become a
everybody...
wedding staple, though. Like, it's
Maybe.
a human wedding staple, like the chicken dance. They didn't pull that out, which
Maybe.
I was fine with.
Or just, yeah.
So whenever I hear "Wake Me Up Before You Go," my first thought is the movie Zoolander.
Yes.
Me too.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Jay and I were talking about this morning. It would have been a beautiful place to have a Ben Stiller cameo. And
Oh
he
my
could have
God.
been
He's
dressed
a
as
huge
Zoolander.
Trekkie too.
Yeah.
I know he is. I
Yeah.
know. So but they could have put him in the Zoolander clothes and just stuck him in the wedding.
It would have worked.
Just
It
like
would've
giving
worked.
everybody blue steel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, somebody out there who's listening to this, please Photoshop that and post it to all the places, because I want to see this now. And I don't have the skills to make it happen, but I'm requesting this out to the
They
universe.
really should have, because Ben Stiller is an enormous Trekkie. He owns a bunch of props. His production company is literally named Red Hour after
Mugatu.
at Mugatu from Zoolander. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they could have had both of them there, and it would have. If people knew, they would know, and they'd see it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." But if people didn't, they'd be like, "Those are some interesting. That's an interesting alien and a human who's dressed very strangely." Okay, with a lot of makeup, but wouldn't have looked any weirder than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm actually surprised he hasn't had a cameo in any.
Yeah,
of the
you'd think
series
he would have called them up and asked for one.
I have to believe it's just they haven't been able to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, how long did it take Paul Giamatti to get into Star Trek? We haven't even seen his Star Trek yet. And he's been saying it for, 3 decades? How much he loves it? And now he's finally going to be in Academy? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's been saying he wanted to play an alien or a Klingon in Star Trek for decades.
Yeah.
Since
Since
he was famous enough for people to care that Paul Giamatti wanted to be in Star Trek.
So John Adams wants to be in Star Trek, and then, yeah.
I just think about from what was it? Sideways, about the Merlot. That's my. Anyways, Wedding Bell Blues.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's got some uncomfortable moments that makes me kind of go, I don't want to watch this right in this moment, but then you get past it and it's like, okay,
I do, yes. I personally do not enjoy embarrassment humor, so yeah, there's a few moments, yeah. Like I can't watch The Office. For that exact reason. Like I enjoy clips of The Office from time to time, but I cannot watch that show. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But this was not that, and this was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I think the comedy worked really well in this episode because if anyone hasn't listened to our previous episode on Hegemony Part 2, it feels like this is the true beginning of season 3, right? Like they're catching you up. Here's where we are. This is what's been going on. We did a little time jump, blah, 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 blah. Like they had to lay the foundation for the stuff that's coming this season because they got done wrapping up last season. But there are threads, obviously, that continue from episode 1 to here. But okay, if we're going to talk about the very beginning of this episode, I immediately thought to myself, okay, they're fixing up the Enterprise. Did they save the Scorch?
Yes, I thought of that too the second time I watched through it because
did they save the Scorch?
Because
yes, the dots,
replacing...
and I'm just like, please don't let that have been blown up. Please don't let that have been blown up.
No one can get Enterprise Bingo anymore.
Well, it's just a new Scorch then, right? They have to figure out what's the.
Oh, there
longest.
would be a new spot. Yeah,
there's a new spot, but the original one isn't there anymore, and that would make me really bummed out. So
let's just assume it's still there. There's no reason we have.
I mean, if it's not, if the Scorch is not there, then it's become an Enterprise of Theseus.
I suppose that's true. I mean, especially since the Heronium is already gone. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe they went to the museum and grabbed another thing from the NX-01 to stick in.
I would hope so. If they used the thing that had already been there, I hope that they would go all right, this corner of a replicator, we're just gonna chink, here you go. I mean, something not important.
It's one of the bolts from Archer's chair.
There you go.
Stop ripping up my floor. I use that.
You are not the only one.
It would be illogical to assume that you were the only one.
I've seen that episode so many times.
Oh God,
that
yeah,
episode.
I can't count.
Nope.
That one and
My kids
Socialist
love it
Rhapsody,
too, so.
I've rewatched so many times.
All right, so we're going to assume they kept the Scorch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I would also like to say that I heard this on an interview from the writers, that it's never actually mentioned in this episode. So I'm going to start publicizing this all over the place as the Enterprise-loving fan that I am, that big dome that you see at the beginning of this episode when you're looking at Space Dock, it becomes the dome that the wedding is in and the celebration is all in. That's the Archer Dome. Confirmed by the writers. It's in the script as, interior Archer Dome. They never say it, but it's the Archer Dome, and I love it, and it makes me happy.
Nice.
Yes, that's good.
The visuals on this to start with were just gorgeous. Like, man, and we didn't even mention that they changed the opening credits this season, which is really cool. And they added, the Klingons and the shuttle and a better view of Starbase One, and I love it. I love it.
I thought they had changed them, but I hadn't gone back to look, so that's good to know. That
and it's also worth pointing out that Martin Quinn is main cast listed in the opening credits now too.
That's true. Yay!
Yes, which is so nice to see. Love me some Scotty. Of all flavors, and this one is definitely growing on me.
So both Martin Quinn and Simon Pegg are going to be at STLV this year, and I am absolutely getting the photo op with both of them.
Yes! Oh, that's so cool. I so wish STLV did not line up with our annual vacation.
You should take your annual vacation sometime else.
Would you like to tell that to my in-laws who have been doing this for longer than either my husband or I have been alive?
So Enterprise is at Starbase One.
Spock has had lots of time to lay around shirtless.
And he has chest hair now.
He's not with T'Pring anymore. Don't you remember? I believe we discussed this way back in season 1. At some point I was on with you guys, and we talked about how we know he gets chest hair later on, so we're thinking it was T'Pring that just made him shave, and now he's not with her, so he can be his full hairy self. I appreciate it.
There we go.
It is connecting canon, right?
I remember there were so many people, well, probably not so many, just a few vocal people really mad about the no chest hair.
I'm telling you, it's a T'Pring thing.
I like it. We'll go.
I mean, you do things for your partner that help them.
I mean, if it doesn't I was not mad that Ethan Peck didn't have chest hair in season 1, but
I'm not mad either way.
I'm not mad either way. It's I am just happy that we get to see Ethan Peck without a shirt on, regardless. But I will say I appreciate the chest hair because Leonard Nimoy as Spock had copious amounts of chest hair.
Yeah.
Next to a clean-shaven William Shatner.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And as I recall, I read somewhere that it was like they asked Leonard to shave and he just pointedly refused.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the idea was that, in the future, people don't have body hair or something.
Yeah, well.
Or in the future, people aren't concerned about it.
Right. Well, that was apparently why Shatner always shaved, was because Roddenberry said that Kirk wouldn't have body hair because it's the future.
Whatever. Hair does not really matter that much. I mean, as someone who looks at hairstyles in Trek obsessively and loves them and knows episodes by them, but I mean, it's okay. People have hair in places. Yeah. Aliens have hair in places. As Riker says back in Angel 1, with his chest hair hanging out, he wore furs one time for a diplomatic mission. So, there's all sorts of hair going on.
And he was wearing furs in that diplomatic mission, too.
Ooh.
As he explained in Imzadi, it's for traction.
Okay, and how cute is it when he's holding up the two identical uniforms?
Yes, I love it.
He's doing every romantic comedy trope, and what a difference in tone.
I want to know how those hangers work, though.
I didn't really pay attention to the hangers. What was weird about them?
They don't have hooks. They have circles.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, remember,
Is his closet like a bar that sticks out?
Or maybe it's like those. Maybe the circle hooks into another thing on the bar, like they have at hotels sometimes.
There's hooks on the.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there's hooks on the bar. Interesting. Okay.
And then
I'm
you just pop
confused.
it in and out.
Yeah, that they even have like closets because we established the whole replicate your uniform every day on
Well,
Discovery.
they do
but-
wear civilian clothing.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
true.
do
yeah.
they? Oh, yes, they do in
Oh,
this
yes.
episode.
But like not just in this
segue.
episode, like in every
I know.
episode, whenever they're off duty, they're out of uniform, which I appreciate.
Me too.
Because in older Star Trek, they would always wear their uniforms,
To
and
everything.
like
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like when they're off duty, they're not going to want to wear a uniform.
No.
Yeah,
They get
yeah, I've
comfy.
never, yeah.
Well, Spock went to the bar in his uniform, but that's Spock.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was the only one.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count when it's Spock.
All right, we'll get to that scene because that scene
Yeah.
is amazing, and I have so many things to say about those costumes. But
Yes.
before we get there, the dance,
Yes.
right? Oh, Christina Chung is so talented in
Yes.
so many
Mhm.
ways, and watching her dance is now added to my list of things that are just moments of beauty. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad they're letting her show that side of her off. I mean, I heard somebody say, I think it was Sean Ferrick say, she's just running through all the performing arts that she can do. And I'm like, yeah, because we know she can act, we know she can sing, we know she can dance. If she
Yep.
picks up like a flute or something, well, not a flute, unless it's a soap flute. But yeah. Sorry,
Okay, I'm missing something there. That's all right.
Mariner soap flute. It's okay.
Okay. Yes.
And I won't say a lot on this subject, but I will say that I appreciate Christina Chung in that dance outfit just as much as I appreciate shirtless Ethan Peck.
Oh, and can I tell you that both her dance outfits, I mean, the first one was just the simple black basic, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
they look like her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate that it seems like almost La'an and Ortegas have swapped by this episode. Like we've taken Ortegas, who's been lighter and bantery and kind of fun.
Mhm.
We know she's had moments and stuff in her past, but she's definitely been the lighter one, getting some heavy stuff this season. And then
Yeah.
La'an, who had so much heavy stuff and had been so buttoned up and so contained, now feels free, having literally vanquished her monster. And so she's
Yeah.
getting looser, and it's an interesting dynamic shift between the two of them in this episode.
Hegemony created trauma for Ortegas and resolved trauma for La'an.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But I like softer La'an. I like her.
Mhm.
I like
So does
that you
Spock.
can. Well, yes.
Yeah.
And we can come to that in a second. But I like how she's been going to therapy since way back in season 1, right? She's been working on herself. She's been trying to get better. And I feel like this is her in front of us, having processed some of this and telling us it wasn't easy, but I'm deciding this and I've realized this and I'm trying this. And that's really nice to see, healing in real time. And her arc, if you think about her as a character we've known nothing about, she has definitely gotten a lot and a really good story, and we know it's not done. So I really enjoy what they've done with the character. And as someone who thinks about Star Trek hair, as we have talked quite a bit about, I like that her hair looks looser. Like you see it's not in braids. It's in a ponytail that's high up, so it like flows and it's more open. It's still pulled back. It is still on, but it's that one step less controlled. And I loved her braids because she has thin, fine hair like me and my girls, and I inspired to be able to do some of the braided stuff that she did because it's gorgeous. But I really and we see in promo pictures, they're all in Pike's quarters eating, and she has her hair fully down. Like, could you imagine season 1 La'an with her hair down? No. So, this is subtle little silly stuff, but it matches so well. And I love when Star Trek does that kind of stuff. Like because people do that kind of stuff, and I like it.
It's subtle. I don't think it is silly, because it is indicative of changes within the character that you would get with actual people you're interacting with. It's what's a good way to put it? Not silent dialogue, but it's silently giving you this information.
Well, Well, and everybody kind of has new hair this season. Like Pike's is definitely different. And I am guessing Anson Mount filmed something right before season 3 because he lost a lot of his like Marvel mask that he had, which I think is why they kept him in his like armor through all of Hegemony, because he did have an opportunity to change and he didn't, because it kept him closer to the size. But look at this Pike. He is leaner. And I noticed he was leaner when I saw him in person in Chicago last fall. So I'm guessing
I noticed that in New Jersey last fall too.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm guessing he was filming something that required a different look, because he was definitely not bulked up like he had been previously. And I don't know anything else that is 100% me guessing this, but he has new hair. Mbenga's a little bit poofier, which is awesome. Chapel's hair is longer.
I like that.
Una's doing all sorts of different stuff with her hair. Uhura has the real hair, not the bad skull cap anymore. Like we have the great new nurse who's got the dreads. Like we got hair going on in this. I really, really appreciate. But that's when you have 3 months to sit around with downtime. This is what people do. You try some new stuff. You know, change some. You refresh yourself. You have the time. It makes sense, and I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really like Chapel's bangs.
I really appreciate she's a woman who can pull off bangs, because every time I have tried it in my lifetime, I have instantly regretted it and then had 6 to 8 months of waiting for them to do whatever they were going to do to look back like any type of thing I didn't regret. So anyone who can pull them off and look good with them. I mean, obviously it's a series of wigs anyway, and she has people who fix them between every take. She's not a real person, but yeah, I like the bangs too.
I'm just imagining that like Jess Bush is not a real person now.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant real people don't have people to fluff their bangs every 3 to 5 minutes, you know?
Christine Chapel is entirely CGI.
I was trying to quickly think of a joke about her being also played by...
I was too! Major Barrett.
That
they meet each other as a CGI. Yeah.
Oh, well. And
Anyways.
they have not taken the opportunity to use one of them as the computer voice, but that's fine.
We're not done yet.
No,
Maybe when Kirk takes over, there's a refresher, right? Like we know they've been saying the end of season 5 is going to be Kirk's first mission. So guess what? The Enterprise got an upgrade. It got a new captain, and it's got a new interface, and it's her voice. That would be cool.
And bubble gum buttons, or gumball buttons. Gumdrop buttons.
Gumdrop buttons, yes.
One of those things. Candy buttons.
One of those is Shrek in the Gingerbread Boy. Not my candy button.
That was as soon as I was thinking that too, yeah. Not the gumdrop button.
Anyways, so they dance, and it's the back and forth is great. And I know, Thad, you're with me on this one, where she does, you know, now I'm blanking on about the heart.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, he's talking about saying that they haven't talked since she left because they were leaving things.
Oh, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, and she said, "Yep." And he says, "Absence, yes,
not having a heart would be fatal or something."
The absence of a heart would be quite fatal. Yes.
Yes, there you go. It's the beginning of something different between them, but. I also
it's a toss-up for me whether that's my favorite line in this episode, or if one of our intellects could bestow immunity, I am confident it would not be yours.
That's mine, because they each do an eyebrow raise after it, and it's like the punctuation on the line. It's perfect. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a perfect line. But it's also what's a great line is, I can do anything I want. I'm a wedding planner. Yes. I mean, I feel like I'm going to whip that out at times where it's not appropriate and people aren't going to get it, but I'm going to laugh inside and be like, eh.
There's a sentence that would be bad taken out of context.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. But I was also thinking there's something that was not on anybody's bingo card for I will hear this on Star Trek.
Yes.
I mean, there were a couple things in this episode that I don't think were on anybody's bingo card.
No. Though it's not the first
There
time
was
someone's been turned
something
into a
on
dog.
Chrissie's bingo card, though.
There was. And I really think it's cool that actually happened. But we'll get to that. And I should say, when I was putting the notes together, I did identify our mysterious wedding planner as Trelane the whole time, but even on Memory Beta or Memory Alpha and everything, he is only identified as the wedding planner.
Correct.
So,
Although I believe in
higher ups and the writers have confirmed.
I believe the interview with Henry Alonso Myers and Akiva Goldsman, they confirmed that he was Trelane.
Yeah.
I think now the question is more like, are Q Jr. and Trelane the same person at different parts in the timeline? As opposed
Alex
to
Terry brought that up in his Trek Core review, and I love it. It's so perfect. I want it to be true.
Yes. I do too, and I think it fits. It's my headcanon too, and I think it's most people's. And I think perhaps that's why they had him call Trelane Jr. in that one specifically. Yeah. I'm hoping that was intentional, and I feel like they are deep enough in lore to make that intentional. And I know Open Pike did an interview with the writers of this, and they were much more cagey, and they're like, well, they were like, well, what does it say on the script for that character? And they're like, oh, you know what it says. And they're like, and then at the end, when that character comes in, who was only identified by a single letter. So, I mean, everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's a really nice connect the dots. And like, I feel like we just lost the author Peter David, who had written Q Squared that you guys had just reviewed and like gone through all this. And that's where all this was postured. Like, this feels like a goodbye gift to him that wasn't planned to be like that. But it's so fitting that his dots that he had such a big part in creating are now canon. Like it's a nice memorial.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, Chrissie called, like, the minute we saw the first trailer with Trelane in it, Chrissie said that John Delancey can play his father. And
they did?
I need to get Chrissie to pick my lottery numbers, is what I'm hearing.
If I could pick my own lottery numbers, I would happily share that information with you. But
and then we can buy one of those like $18,000 to $20,000 Starship models, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I suppose we didn't talk about news. If we have any incredibly rich listeners out there, Factory Entertainment just unveiled a $20,000 5-foot model of the Enterprise E with lights and sounds, and it looks amazing. But
Voyager's only 18,000.
Oh, Voyager's only 18. Oh. It's if you're on a budget.
It's just the idea of that's more than my car cost.
Yeah.
Like not by much, but still.
Yeah.
And it's just a model.
It's a very nice model.
Yeah. But
well, all those people who are getting tax cuts, they can buy them. And they can give them to me because I will enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it makes the most financial sense for me to take out a second mortgage so I can get a Enterprise E model, right?
And the storage space for it.
Well, I mean, that one, I could fit a 5-foot model. I could make that work. That would just become the centerpiece of my living room. It's fine. Yeah. You spend $20,000 on a Starship, you want to show it off. It better be the centerpiece.
Yeah. It's not hanging out with Chakotay in the bathroom, that's for sure.
No. Anyway, I would be very curious to see the sales figures on how many people buy these things.
Yes. I don't want to know, and I do want to know, because I feel like if I hear that only, let's say 10 people buy them, then I'll be like, yeah, that's about how many people I would think would have that kind of money and would want one. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want anybody to buy one.
Right. Listeners,
I don't
if
want
you
the company
have that kind of spare money, there are better things that you can put that to, such as, as a Star Trek fan, you could be using that money for the betterment of society. And I know, obviously, spend your money how you wish, but if you've got that much spare money, there are better things that you can spend that on. Please don't buy a $20,000 Starship model.
Yeah. And please do subscribe to us on Patreon.
But if you want to buy me a $20,000 Starship model, that's a whole other thing, and you're welcome to do so. Yeah.
It's different.
All right. So Chapel brings home a date.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's I have to go back and watch the episode with older android Roger Corby, but that was not how I was expecting him to look or sound.
We never met the real Roger Corby, but if android Roger Corby was using a different accent from real Roger Corby,
it would have been noticeable.
Would have said something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have taken the whole episode to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
But first of all, I like his jacket that got ragged on later on by our favorite wedding planner. I think his jacket is gorgeous. And I think it was a very well played scene. I loved the nonverbals between Lon and Chapel. She's just like, they've got all the friend faces. Exactly.
I love that they cut to Scotty's expression when she says she brought a date, and he's just like,
his reaction shots in everything he's been in so far are perfect. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of Scotty reaction shots, and I'm totally there for it.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's an interesting start to this episode. I mean, we know it was coming because we all followed the news and all that. We knew this casting years ago, but it's definitely a way to start the episode and really set the tone that this is going to be a romantic comedy, which I think is good to know going into your episode where your expectations should be. And that's one of the things I like about Strange New Worlds. They do a lot of genre hopping, but they tell you right away, we're going to be doing this, so be ready.
Yeah. I like that they gave him a bit of it's not quite an Indiana Jones thing. It's not quite a guy from The Mummy, whose name I can't remember thing, but it is,
Rick
He's
O'Connell.
a little, oh, nice.
The guy from The Mummy, Rick O'Connell.
Okay. That's the Brendan Fraser character?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then who's Nicolas Cage in National Treasure? Because there's a little bit of that, too.
That is... Yeah. Oh, bother. Hold on. I'll think of it in a second. No, I won't.
He's Mr. National Treasure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Nicolas Cage in National Treasure.
My sister is in 12 frames of that movie, and she got paid for like 3 days of being an extra.
That's cool.
Yeah.
As soon as someone says it, I would remember it, but I don't.
That's all right. Somebody's saying it to their
Benjamin
podcast
Gates
right now.
That's a pull. It's your second gold star of the night, sir.
I have no idea if you're right or not. I'm going to assume you are, but I'm sure you are, actually.
I can't believe... I'm still mad that we never got a third National Treasure movie, or just more National Treasure movies in general.
They were...
They were of their time.
Yeah,
I'm sure they probably... I'm sure you had many notes on both of them, Chrissie.
No, I watched those with the same feel as Ancient Aliens.
Sure.
Except knowing that people knew that National Treasure was fiction until I ran into people that didn't know that.
Oh.
But
you mean there isn't actually a presidential book of secrets hidden in the Library of Congress?
I mean, I'm sure there is a presidential... We just learned that there's a presidential book of secrets that they're not telling us about, but it's there.
That's true.
Not to get political. Anyway,
all right, so, yes, Chapel brings home a date. I like that Spock totally doesn't get it at first and is like, kind of, fanning with Roger Corby, being like, hey, I've read all your papers and you're kind of awesome. And the music cues in this one are just perfect because you're getting all of, I mean, they're just perfect. And it continues all the way through. They definitely use use the theme to show these are rivals.
Yep.
But yeah, wonderful. Great beginning.
And then I love how the very next thing is Uhura running to tell Ortegas this juicy piece of gossip.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what best friends do. And when you're on a ship that size, how often does something this good happen? And they're buddies. I mean, they went to interdimensional space for her. So this is news.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love that scene with Ortegas and her brother, and that they're in and out of English and Spanish. Like, that is just beautiful. And I know some people who are bilingual or Spanish is their first language, and they always mention how much they love hearing their language in Star Trek. And I mean, that's very brother-sister right there. And they did a great job casting, because those two really do look like they could be siblings.
Yes.
Like, it very well done.
And I love the rapport that he and Uhura have, and that it bothers Ortegas so much.
Oh, yes. And they totally are blatant about it just to bother her and to poke at her and to keep her at the party, because obviously, but we know, especially by the end of this episode, she is not okay. And how could you be? Like, I appreciate that all new Trek from Discovery on, including Lower Decks, including Prodigy, including all of them, deals with trauma. They don't forget big things that happen and sweep them under the rug or let it be one episode. I really like that. And even in this show, which is, much more episodic, these themes carry through. These characters hold things and carry things with them. And I really like that we have something meaty for Ortegas. I don't want her to suffer, but if they had just made her hunky-dory fine after this, it wouldn't have felt genuine. So
Right.
I really appreciate that.
Whatever the episode is after Family.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, Picard's fine again. Okay.
Yeah. Every once in a while, he mournfully plays his flute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we meet Ensign Nurse Gamble. He gets called both in different times. But we don't even get his name yet. I had to look it up on Memory Alpha.
Yeah.
So,
it's credited at the end, too, I believe, in the ending credits.
Oh, it is? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I never looked
But they don't say it in dialogue. And it's not in the captions either. Like, I was kind of hoping, like, he would say something off screen and it would say his name, but it doesn't. And I was like, But I like him, but he's got an Arium feel about him, doesn't he?
He feels a bit red shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I was predicting to somebody, I think that Batel is going to die this season. I think Ortegas is going to be the one that's going to end up taking her out. And I think that our favorite new nurse here is getting Ariumed. From the very beginning, when they introduce people like this and they're like there, but we don't know their name in the episode, and they were even like in the mix at the bar and everything, that this is you are not long for this storyline.
Yeah. I like him though. I hope that
I
doesn't
like
happen.
him too.
Yeah,
I like
same.
he's enthusiastic and he's excited about stuff. Like that's one of the reasons that I teach, is because you can see moments of that in people where they're like, yes, this is amazing. You see that joy of something, and he has joy in him. And I like that. And I like that with Mbenga, because we know he's got joy in him, but we also know he's got deep scars and lots of trauma. So to have somebody so peppy and just as quick, like with a quip, as Chapel was, it's a different energy for Mbenga, and I think that's a good mix.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like that they're continuing the Illyrian blood stuff here too. They're showing that it has to keep going. Like this is not done. This is not over. This is still needing the extra boost. Yeah, it's going to be important. You know it, because they keep bringing it up.
But I love, we next go to Pike's quarters, where we have a very self-referential couple of moments where Pike is complaining about which of his medals he can wear.
Yeah.
I don't want to insult anybody, but I also don't. It's so him.
And it's such a couples moment of like
Oh,
them
yeah.
doing stupid things together, like you do when you live with somebody.
Mm-hmm. And where would you put all your hair products?
Oh my God, that's the best burn in this whole.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah.
It started with the two hairbrushes next to. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The two of them together they have great chemistry, and like they're really. It's nice to see them both having these little moments, you know, and this is the altar boy part, right? So like, it's sweet, which makes you know that, you know, they're doomed. And they said they're both living on borrowed time. So no matter what, this isn't lasting long term.
No. And also he doesn't get to end up with her on the planet.
Right.
That too.
Which makes me sad now. But I'm sure they'll make that work somehow. Right.
Well, I liked the theory somebody said that there could be more of Pike's story after they leave him there on the planet, and we just don't know it yet.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There's so many things that could have happened, and we could see him out of the chair and up and about in so many different ways. So,
can you imagine how angry people are going to be?
If it's done the right way, they won't be.
Oh no, they will.
No,
somebody will be.
They will.
Whatever.
The bitching about canon I have seen over this episode in particular, we'll talk about later.
Yeah,
because I don't want to interrupt us right now. But yeah,
I want that coffee cup. So there's a couple. For one, you can actually see in the background, you see Captain Picard's teacups from TNG. But in addition, there's that black cup with the silver delta. That's the one I really want. I want that one. Then there's the standard teacup style that we've seen before, that has the modern delta on it.
There's actually the whole Bodum tea set.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's the red kettle, or the teapot, and the red cup, and then the black cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, marketing, people. Marketing.
Yeah.
I got 2 emails this week from the Star Trek shop that said, buy stuff for Strange New Worlds, and it was just that poster and the t-shirt and the blanket that have all their faces on it, and I don't want that. But I would buy that.
And you know what's freaking wild about that? Is that this just happened to be here. I swear I didn't set this up. You can buy this.
You can buy those. Yeah.
Right now. It's licensed. It wouldn't surprise me if you could even buy that on StarTrek.com, but they didn't know to. Yeah. Anyway, yes, the Bodum teacups. You can buy them. You can buy a set of 4 of them right now.
I would happily buy that Delta mug. I would happily buy the nice fancy teacup.
I have the fancy teacup from Star Trek 6. I've got the Enterprise A and the Excelsior one. And that black one, I really like that one. I would definitely buy that. I buy all sorts of Star Trek cups. Here's the cup that I drank coffee out of the other day.
There you go.
The outside one that just says beverage. I mean, I will always buy
that.
That's true. I will always buy a Star Trek cup, pretty much.
All right, so Chapel's trying to explain to Spock, and I think that's a very honest scene, right?
Yes, it is.
She's like, I don't know. I didn't plan this. I wasn't trying. It just happened. And that's very human. Most of us have had some sort of relationship, romantic or otherwise, that has just happened like that, and you don't expect it. And suddenly you find someone who's just, you click. And you want to spend time with that person in whatever capacity. And they clicked. And man, sad Spock breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So she then invites him to have drinks with everybody at the bar.
And let me tell you, these outfits, oh my goodness. Like, Uhura looks perfection. Those colors, the asymmetry, Erica's ear cuff, I want it. Like, Amazing.
Again, marketing
Yeah.
people. But yeah.
Like all.
I like Erica's jumpsuit.
Yes. And how it's almost camo, but not quite. Yeah.
And her brother's shiny pants are pretty cool, too.
Well, Mbenga looks excellent. Everybody looks fantastic. I mean, then you've got Sam, who's just like hanging out in clothes that he could have gotten today, which cracks me up.
Yes.
But that also seems very Sam.
Always 20th century. It's like when we saw O'Brien off duty, and there's that joke of like they tried to put Cole Meany in off-duty 24th century clothes, and they gave up on it and told him just to bring something from home.
Yep.
But yeah, he's got the zip-up hoodie. I'm like, oh god, I love it.
And he's being such a fanboy, which is so cute and so relatable.
Oh yeah. 110%.
And I have to say, Chapel's outfit looks kind of like a sky with clouds in it, which would be awesome, like when you think about the story and everything. And it also reminded me, like, she looked like Baby Spice back when the Spice Girls were a thing, with like the ice blue like crushed velvet outfits. And I was like, but so the hair is kind of the same too, and I'm like, oh, look at that, it's all retro. But then it starts this episode's incredible eye makeup with all the like little gems and pearls, and then at the end La'an has the like almost iridescent circles above the eyeshadow, and then the pearls and it, like, oh my god, eye gems, they are totally a thing of the future. They're beautiful.
Okay, I just realized, so when I saw those on Chapel before, the other times I watched this, I didn't realize that was part of her makeup. It looks like tears. And so which is probably intentional. But yeah, okay.
Well, and then she's got the green ones later on when she's in the wedding gown. And then Una's got them too, and La'an's got them. When she sits down by Spock at the end, you can really see, and in the light you can see she's got the gems underneath, but then they almost look like sequins on the top. With that's like I don't know who decided on this, but they are so cool. I love it. I love it.
That would be uncomfortable to take off, but yeah.
Yes. But you know what I also love? They didn't even dare to try to put a gem like that on Ortega's. Like, she got some eyeliner.
No, she's not going to do that.
And her formal dress uniform, which was so perfect for her at the end with that. Like, so in character.
She was... I meant to double check, but I think she was the only woman who was in uniform.
I was looking for that too, and I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of the men were, or they were in, like, a uniform with something. Like, Scotty did his whole thing, but
yes,
and which is a callback to the Savage Curtain when Scotty in TOS, his dress uniform was the regular Starfleet uniform top with a kilt, which is a variant of the Clan Scott tartan, by the way.
That's interesting.
Oh, cool. Okay,
and it's the same tartan in that Scotty wears here as he does in TOS.
Oh, smart. Okay,
yeah, good. That's very cool. In this scene, all the off-duty people look awesome. And here we have, Ensign Nurse Gamble with the dreads and the outfit. Like, he looks snazzy, too. Like, they are all on top of it.
But, yeah.
But he looks like what you would expect him to look like off-duty, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to see that Bernadette Croft and her team know these characters, because everybody wore something that looked like them. Like Una in the scene too looks like a little bit like older, a little bit more buttoned up than the rest of them, but still off duty and very her. Like it's such intentional costuming, and it's beautiful. And this scene, heartbreaking, but like, oh my god, what a romantic story. And told back and forth, and with that accent and the beautiful bracelet, like, poor Spock.
So then
he heads to the bar.
Spock goes to the bar.
Now, here's something interesting. Beyond everything else, is that Trelane appears different to different people.
He presents himself... I think if anybody else had been sitting there when he was the Vulcan bartender, they would have seen the Vulcan bartender.
You think?
That's what I thought too. I thought he changed how everybody saw him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we saw the reflection.
Yeah, because Spock sees him as Vulcan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't think everyone else would see a Vulcan. I think only Spock probably sees the Vulcan.
I think he's just.
I thought
he's
he
just
was the
presenting that way.
presenting to everyone as the Vulcan bartender at that
Because he
moment.
definitely was for the Andorian wedding planner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
Of course, at that point, maybe Spock is the only one who sees him anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that it's interesting that he's presenting himself as a Vulcan, but we just see Rhys Darby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that again, that's so much easier for the hair and makeup people. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And for him.
Yeah.
Like,
Rhys
you
Darby,
can be an Andorian that way without having to be blue. Exactly.
Yeah.
But interesting, because obviously at this point, something is going on and you're not sure what. But then, hey, let's wake up and here's Chapel and she's got a ring and you're getting married and everybody seems hunky-dory with this.
Oh, and I do want to say before we go further, on my second watch, I realized that the scene with Chapel and Spock, Trelane was looking in the window.
Really?
You see him at the very end. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Interesting.
So he's also, I think, the weird glitch outside the ship that Scotty.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice the window. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to watch for that now.
Until my second or third watch. He just kind of dissolves in toward the end of the scene. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
At the very end, when Chapel leaves, yeah, you see him sort of creeping there.
Yeah.
Very
Creep
cool.
is a good word. So yeah, so then we see Spock go to bed and wake up with Chapel.
And she's the one who says, you can't do this tomorrow because you can't see the bride. And
yep.
I noticed the wedding ring when the trailer came out. So I was like, this isn't real. It's going to be some sort of wacky thing. So I felt very vindicated that this isn't real. This is some sort of wacky thing.
Good catch.
Yeah, well, I look for the accessories.
Well, still.
But
credit where credit is due. That's a good catch. I didn't see it.
Thank you. But I think it was interesting, and I like and don't like how they still cut as if there's going to be commercials in here. And I guess sometimes if you don't pay for
that's because if
Paramount Plus, you get commercials there. Yeah. But then you get these abrupt like scene ends into something else. But sometimes it works. Like this, it was good. It was like curtains down, what's going on, and then all of a sudden curtains up, and everything is different, and everybody's just fine. And it really worked this time as a transition.
Yeah, yeah.
We're back in the Archer Dome. Oh.
Okay, so the first thing right off the bat that bothered me about this was that we have this person who's supposed to be the best wedding planner ever, and they're figuring out what cake they want the day before.
Yeah, they're figuring out the wine the day before, too.
The wine,
you can
stuff
replicate.
that they're doing the day before.
Oh, I suppose if you can replicate it, but
all right. It still feels like that should have been ringing bells in people's heads. But
in my opinion, the best part about planning a wedding is the cake tasting.
Well, if you're having a dinner, the food tasting is pretty high up there too.
Well, yeah, the tastings in general.
Yeah. See, we didn't do a cake tasting. We knew where we were going to get our cake. We just had to decide which flavors, and we regularly got cupcakes from that place. So we were like, these are the flavors we want. Okay.
Well, the best was I had when a friend of mine was getting married, I got to tag along to the tastings, but I didn't have any, stake in the matter. So I was just getting the free stuff. It was great.
Very nice.
But this scene is cute. And it's interesting because we see that Corby doesn't believe in, he knows what's up for real. And that's interesting that one of our non-main crew members is the first person to realize things are not right. Cause that's not how Trek usually does this. So that was interesting. And I think it's so funny. He's obviously not okay. And the wedding planner is so over him, and all the quips that they get at him and all the little digs, and later they call him a rash. And he keeps going, Dr. Corby, they're back and forth. The antagonistic nature of that is super fun.
Oh yeah. I just say for a moment here, I love the idea, even though it's because this is all messed up. but I love the idea of a woman having a best man.
Yes.
I ended up, like, for mine and Jay's wedding, we ended up not having, we didn't do a best man and a maid or matron of honor because we had men and women on both sides that we wanted to stand with us. So we just had everybody standing up there with us. And we
That's
didn't
cool.
identify as such, you know. So, but the thing is the person that I would have had in that spot is my friend Eddie. And, you know, but the bride can't have a best man because, you know, that's supposed to be her husband, right?
I mean, I know that if and when I ever get married, there are 2 women that would absolutely be groomswomen or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. No, I like seeing that depicted. You don't often see it depicted, and I know it's contextually not quite how it should be, but I just still like it. So.
No, I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And I tipped me off too that Pike was not officiating.
Yeah, that's true.
That was weird to me right off the bat too.
Yeah, because yes, you would think he would.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Since the oldest days of wooden sailing ships.
I did like, however, the continuity here that Mbenga does not enjoy singing or dancing, and when the wedding planner suggests that Commander, you and the doctor will just waltz her down the aisle, and he's like, I did not prepare for that. He was over it. He's like, even for Christine, I'm not sure I'm doing any dancing. And later on, you see him at the reception, but he's not dancing. And I just appreciated the minor continuity that we had there.
And I like how they bring up the Subspace Rhapsody. You know, that's one of the options. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's also interesting because so many of the relationship beats that we are hitting here come from that episode. So of course you have to refer back to it. And like
we encountered one that made us sing.
Yeah. It's the light serialization that keeps the momentum of the season going, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And I would like to say somebody has got to live in Vermont in the writing room, because Pelia was in Vermont. These flowers were being preserved, and they came from Vermont. Like, who lives in Vermont? There's like, what, 1 million people total there? I mean, I'm sorry for anybody from Vermont. I don't know your exact state population, but I know you are a very small, sparsely populated state.
It's a very pretty state.
It's a gorgeous state. Like, I've been to the Ben & Jerry's factory there, too. It's good stuff.
I mean, Bernie Sanders is from there. What more do you need?
Exactly.
Abby, you vastly overestimated the population of Vermont.
Did I?
Oh,
648,000.
Oh my God.
They're on par with Wyoming.
Well, they're a lot smaller than Wyoming too.
Yeah, but
I know.
Wyoming is 587,000.
That's 100,000 more than there were 20 years ago when I was there for school. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Vermont has apparently the second smallest population of any state. Rhode Island is third, which is ironic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And Rhode Island is over 1 million, actually.
There you go. Providence is hopping, I guess.
Well, Vermont is very snowy.
I have actually been to a wedding in Burlington, Vermont. It was very nice.
There you go.
And I've been to the Ben & Jerry factory as well, which is also very nice.
Yes, I agree. All right. So I have to say one of my favorite parts of this scene is when they're doing the cake tasting. And of course, the first one is all sorts of messed up. And, you can tell that this is Corby doing this. But when then it's chocolate and Vulcan Palcor. And they're like, oh, nothing says love like Palcor. Like, there's another thing we're all going to be quoting now, right? Like, this episode is full of little moments like that. And most of them from the Rhys Darby character, because they're just fun.
That and the flowers being messed up and all of the other little things that he doesn't quite do right are all those callbacks to Squire of Gothos. Where he had the fire with no heat and the food that had no taste and all of that. So I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah. That's some really cool continuity.
I did rewatch Squire Agathos recently, and it definitely enhanced this episode.
Yeah, I need to do that. I meant to.
It's on my to watch list when I'm done. Like when I'm done prepping for this, I got some time tomorrow, and I'm going to pair them up tomorrow too.
But as I was saying to Abby earlier, listeners, if you do want to rewatch Squire of Gothos, beware that you may fall into the same trap that I did, where I am now rewatching all of TOS.
And what a terrible trap that is.
Because I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I like Star Trek.
All right, so the rehearsal finishes, and then Corby is trying to break into Spock's room, and I'm like, how does he do this? What is the password? 1, 2, 3, 4? Like,
it's the same as my
Same
luggage.
password I have on my luggage.
I was just thinking this. Thank you for picking that up. I appreciate that. Threw that out there just in case.
You did see the announcement for the second.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
My favorite part about that announcement is that Mel Brooks is wearing a sweatshirt that just says Spaceballs the sweatshirt while he's doing this.
Well, and my favorite thing about that announcement is Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement for the movie. Like, that's amazing.
And Bill Pullman's son is going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Pullman's son is
and
going to
also
play their
Bill
son.
Pullman.
Well, yeah, but, I expected
And Tim
Bill
Russ
Pullman.
says that he hopes to reprise his role as the We Ain't Found Shit dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I hope they're smart enough to do that. So,
he breaks into his room. He's trying to delete his vows. Like, what good is that going to do? Spock has a pretty good memory, but okay.
Yeah.
At this point, he's desperate,
somebody
I guess.
deleted my vows. I'm going to have to... I don't have any backups because it's not the 23rd century, and also...
Right, exactly.
I'm going to cancel the wedding because I forgot what I wrote. Okay. For a man who's supposed to be very smart, not so much.
Well, here's where Spock's intellect obviously would repel whatever it was. Because, come on, Corby. I mean, I guess maybe he feels like he's out of options, but this one's pretty lame.
Yeah.
Let's pair and weigh
He's
here.
flailing.
Getting caught breaking into Spock's room, deleting the vows. Too much risk for something that's not going to do any good.
I question whether that hit would actually have knocked him out either, because he hits him square in the jaw.
Well, maybe it's
like that would knock him down,
strength?
but I don't think it would knock him out.
Was he out, or was it because we had a commercial break, didn't we?
He looked out. He was down
out.
long enough
and then
for
in the next
Spock
scene,
to
we
go,
see him
oh
waking
no.
up.
Yeah.
And he's been moved on the bed.
Yeah.
Well, he's, Vulcans are stronger than humans.
Fair.
True.
Yeah, because it certainly appears that what happens is Spock knocks him out, and then Spock moves him so that he can lie on the bed waiting for him to wake up.
Oh, good point, yeah.
That scene is adorable, though, and like the back and forth between them. This shows you.
Oh yeah,
that
he wakes
Spock...
up next to him. That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're
very tapestry-like.
Yes, it was. It was. And so it's later on when Spock wakes up and then here's, Rhys Darby's character going, wakey, wakey, it's your wedding day. Like, that's when you realize how much of a kid this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate that Christine really likes smart men, as you can see in this scene. Yes. Like, their back and forthing and their verbal sparring is really intense. It's really fun. It's really quick. They go through all these scientific things, and they're realizing very quickly that they have to work together, and neither one of them is being a brat about it. They're actually trying to solve
Mature.
It. Like, yes, and they're realizing that both of them are going to have some give and take in this whole thing with how this plays out and with Christine and all that, because that's the only way they're going to get out of it. And it's interesting, and I like that the show paired these two up right away, and we got to see this happening, because it shows that they are both people that she might fall for, because she wouldn't fall for someone who becomes instantly a completely jealous jerk.
Yeah Definitely good examples of non-toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Even though Spock punched him, it served a purpose. So.
Exactly.
I mean, that would still be a toxic masculine reaction, but yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm setting that aside because obviously Corby was trying to get him to react in hopes of, dealing with whatever. Bit like a rash. Yeah. So then our Andorian Breeze Darby shows up with a bunch of outfits for Spock, which, again, it's the day before.
Day of, yeah.
Day
before at this point, so you
right.
right.
And there's the hangers with the circles again
Mm-hmm.
on the bar. Yeah. Maybe they're made of material you can just put them through the bar. And, like, it's got, like, a transporter or replicator thingy where it's...
Sure.
I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so...
They're space hangers.
all of your clothes off to get the thing that's in the middle. Yeah, again, I'm like, why wouldn't Spock be in his dress uniform? But fine. Okay. Particularly if he's going with the human wedding custom. But Reese Darby doesn't know that, so, Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but then this next one, when Sam comes and interrupts them with the wine, this takedown of Sam Kirk, oh my God.
You're sloppy.
Like, yes, you're not as smart as your brother. Everybody hates your mustache.
No one likes your mustache.
Yeah.
And you have terrible taste in wine.
Taste in wine. Like, that is perfect. And Sam just sitting there and like, and you know what? He hates confrontation. He said this since the very beginning of season one. So he's not going to do anything about it. And he kind of go, ha, 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 cold feet. Like, and then later on, he says it again, and Spock is, my feet are perfectly warm. Like, the callbacks, and like, this is a fun relationship. And we've seen them butt heads a little bit before. So I think it's really fun that they brought that back here again and let Spock just rip on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, but perhaps the Chardonnay at the end there.
Yep.
And then bachelor party.
Bachelor party in
Hait
Pike's quarters.
In the green, which we've seen before, I think.
Yes.
In Spock Amok.
But still, it's cool. Yeah, that's right.
It still looks great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still like it, and I like.
My only complaint is that I still think it should. When Kirk wore his, he had the Delta just on the wrap part below. So I do think the chest insignia is superfluous in this instance.
Well, one's decorative and one's his actual badge.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the insignia on the belts on the Monster Maroons.
Okay.
All right. And okay, so Scotty doesn't drink, and then he does.
Yeah, I know. I saw
that too. Then he goes and grabs for the bottle. And then apparently that thing that he cooked for Spock was an intoxicant for Vulcans.
Yeah, I guess that too.
At least that's how I read it.
Yeah, like they were going to get him nice and relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
But they're smart. They use the situation to find out like how many people and where there's an extra person and all that, so that they can go find Trelane in the bar. And that was wonderful to see them deducing it together and using each other to get to the next step. So nicely done.
And again, that's a note of sloppiness on Trelane's part.
Yep.
Because he wasn't listed in the registered guests. So Pike just has so much food in his quarters. All sorts of stuff.
Good for him. Everybody loves a snack.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what Scotty eats something that he had, and then he goes after the whiskey. Okay, because it doesn't taste good. That's funny.
It's probably some Vulcan dish.
And this is the moment that Scotty discovers alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sam Kirk's fault.
100%.
Yep. Well, I mean, he held his liquor, all right, so that's okay. Right, so they find Trelane in the bar.
Yep.
And then he snaps his fingers and the ship shakes, and he basically threatens them with, you must go through with it, or I'm going to either put you in little glasses in a Vulcan terrarium, or I don't remember.
Which is interesting because terrarium is one of the episode titles for later in the season. Isn't it?
I didn't.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure, but I didn't memorize the episode titles.
I'm like 9, I want to say, or am I crazy?
Hold on, I'm bringing up our infinite diversity schedule because I put them all in there. Yes, episode 9.
See?
Huh. I doubt that's anything. That would be strange.
Maybe they have to call on Trelane to come back and help them with other big bads.
The Gorn.
I
I
don't like the idea of Gorn in cages. I don't. Or terrariums.
No, I don't.
Maybe terrariums is like a reference to the Starbase, right? Like we're back there, and it's all
probably.
the little domes and the bubbles
Yeah.
and all that.
Or
But-
another species has put the crew in a zoo and they have to escape, just like all those other episodes where that
Menageries.
happens.
They get put in a menage.
We'll
Yes.
see a non-animated Moopsie.
Oh, live action Moopsie.
Live
Oh my
action
god.
Moopsie. That would be amazing. But this is another quotable moment in this scene though, when he's like, I can do anything I want. I'm a wedding planner. Like, I know, it's so funny every single time. Like, it's going to be a new response. Like I said before, it's just too good. And the way he says it, and then with that cue snap right afterwards, it's just perfect.
It reminds me again of Spaceballs. I don't have to put up with this. I'm rich. It's that same tone.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with each other, but it's the same tone. So they have to go through with the wedding. And then we get to see everybody in their awesome clothes.
Oh my God. Okay. So this scene, I literally, the first time through, just was sitting there staring, huge eyes, mouth down. Like, and then when I was done with the episode, I went back and watched this scene again. And then I went back and I freeze framed some spots because every person that you can see in every angle at every moment is perfection. It is, everybody's dressed. And I had heard an interview with the writers of this, and they said what what they wanted to do was something where they put everybody in gowns. They wanted fancy gowns. Like they wanted Bernadette to just have fun with future fashion. And that's why they changed. And that's how they ended up making it, this episode, be about a wedding, not just about the Centennial Gathering. Because it feels like they would wear uniforms to the Centennial, but they would wear gowns to a wedding. And they wanted a reason to have beautiful gowns. And oh my God, they did. They did. And all of them, again, felt like the personality of the person in it. And it wasn't just the women. Like we said, Scotty looked amazing. Sam Kirk in his retro finest. Mbanga in the African inspired. Oh, the greens.
Corby in his powder blue
with the flower wreath.
The giant bow tie.
I know. And okay, let's not forget about Chapel. She never looked more gorgeous. Like that color, the dress. I don't know why it was a midriff bearing dress. Like I wish it had been one piece, but that's just me feeling like that's a little 2000. But her hair, her hair with like the swirls and like how you could see the darker roots with the blonde and like it highlighted how intricate all that was, and the eye jewelry again, and like just beautiful, the long train,
and the butterfly net behind her.
It looked like butterfly wings from certain angles, and it looked like a veil from certain angles, and it looked like a spoon from certain angles.
It looks like butterfly wings from angles, but if you look from the front, it actually looks like a butterfly net, like what you would use to catch a butterfly.
Yes, it does. Yeah. I thought the front of her dress looks like a snake.
I thought it looked like well, a couple things. It was sort of like Slinkies, but then I realized it's more like lint traps for like your washing machine. When you get like, they're like the woven tubes, they look like lint traps, but like really artsy, beautifully arranged, gorgeously colored lint traps. But it's cool. Yeah. It's really avant-garde. It seems very Chapel. Like, of course she's not going to walk down the aisle in a traditional white wedding dress. Of course not. That's not her. She's never been like that. She wears white all the time. Her hair's almost white.
I'm happy to see women getting married not in white.
Yeah, wear whatever you feel beautiful
Victoria
in.
for that. Yeah.
I mean, whatever you're comfortable and feels like you. And I love Ortega's. Everybody should get married on the beach in shorts. Like that's so her too. So perfectly her.
So when we first see Sam Kirk front on, I thought he was wearing a bolo tie. But looking at it, it's just he's got like a he's got like a cover over the knot, and then the tie is the same color as his shirt,
Yeah.
which is
A
weird.
bolo tie would have been amazing.
I love that Sam Kirk is holding the leash when he turns Roger Corby into a dog.
Oh my god!
I
yeah.
love that there's one moment when like they're talking up there and the dog looks at Sam Kirk and they cut to this where it's an emotional moment. The dog looks at Kirk and Kirk looks at him and goes, I know, he's talking to the dog.
Yes.
Yes.
And I love the ADR. Like if you listen on headphones, especially when they first turn him into the dog, you can hear somebody obviously ADR in going, "Aww." It's like this super loud. Oh, it's adorable. I noticed on I think my third time through, I'm like, that's funny. That's that's funny.
And it's great that we have Bolians. I think this is the first time we've seen Bolians in Kurtzman Trek.
I don't
Wasn't-
speak to that, but
In Spock Amok, wasn't one of the ensigns Bolian that was doing the Enterprise bingo?
Were they?
oh,
There
you might
was-
be right.
What, Christina, the one with the black ponytail, and then the blue head, she was Bolian, wasn't she?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Hold on.
Well, because I actually looked and thought to myself when they said the whole crew was invited, she was a crew member, and I was like, oh, maybe it's her. But it wasn't. But
Yeah, there's a lot there. I like Batel's dress too. It's very.
It looks like it's made out of
beautiful, but
glass.
very straightforward. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't think of it that way.
The like shoulder thing.
It
looks
really
like
Oh
does.
yeah,
glass.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Mhm.
Oh, you're right. You are correct, Abby. That was a Bolian.
I keep my nerd card.
I blame the fact that it's 12:30 in the morning.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, why not? What are you
right.
sorry about? Like we didn't
Yeah.
know this was going to happen.
We're all to blame for this.
Yeah. All right. So they're having the wonderful wedding, right? And okay, Lon is so right later on when she tells speech. Now I'm 12:30 in the morning,
That's all
11.
right.
But either way, when Lon tells Spock later on that his speech was beautiful,
Oh yeah.
and it was because he was being honest. He was saying what he needed to jolt her out of it with the Neruda poem, and then really saying his true feelings, and then bringing in the Corby bit. Like he did that so perfectly. And like if you watch the dog, you can see the dog. They must have taken hours of footage to cut to it just right. But like even the dog's feeling emotional about it. It was a beautiful speech. Absolutely beautiful. And I feel like if this is it for what's between them in Strange New Worlds, I'm fine because it feels resolved. Like, and this is part of that moment where it feels resolved. He's doing this to give her what he knows she needs.
Yeah. Well, as La'an says, there's different. How does she say? There's different ways of showing love, and you've given her yours, and that is just. Oh yeah. Roger. Well, no, he's a dog. It's just fantastic. And then he starts naming off, you're gonna die, and you're gonna die, and nobody gets to eat wedding cake, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, and you with
Not
the
you in the
headdress.
back. I like you.
Yeah, the one with no mouth. You with the crown. What are you trying to do? Upstage the bride? That's a gorgeous crown, by
And
the
then
way.
he calls out the Bolians for being blue because they realized that was his color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the cameo.
So good.
It was.
And so
It was just
unexpected.
beautiful.
I mean,
Unless you're
so
Chrissie.
unexpected.
Well,
Okay. But
only because Q Squared was like one of my all-time favorite books, and I just had already assumed that Terlane was Q's son, or they were somehow related. So
I guess I didn't expect it to be Delancey confirming. Like I could have seen them doing this and referring to, it's some other way that we got the full picture, even if it was like some callback to the time that my dad and I visited, another ship and we met Janeway or whatever, however they did it. I did not expect to hear Delancey's voice, and what a wonderful moment, because if you're at all familiar with any classic Trek, you know that voice. It's so distinctive. And they didn't have to say anything for all those dots to connect. And that is good storytelling.
All right. I wanted, well, we'll finish this up and then I want to talk about the canon bitching.
All right. So can I talk about how in this wedding scene too, I love that we get the why. Spock asks him why. And the reason is he's just so annoying because he's such a jerk for being so perfect, right? Like, and Spock is like, yeah. And everybody just kind of goes with it.
So there's a throwaway line there. He was digging on the old homeworld.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about this.
Yeah, I
want to know about
all
that
the
too.
information.
Yeah. And is that where they were, or did he see him somewhere else?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're supposed to assume it's whatever planet they were on. That would make the most sense. But yeah, I love that.
But I also love that Pike ends the whole thing by like bringing it back to Federation Day, and it's an awkward speech, and he's just like, "All right, the bar is open. Let's just all go have some fun." I mean, we're here in fancy clothes anyway, so so perfect. And the party is so interesting. I love like the mix of all sorts of people. I love that we see a Rongovian again. I love the Rongovians. Rongovian was at the wedding too, which is so cool. But I have heard some people complaining about the Guinness in this scene, that it doesn't look like Guinness and it's in the wrong glass and it doesn't have the right amount of foam and all that in it, which cracked me up. But because I didn't know anything about that, and I don't drink Guinness, it's not my jam.
I don't either.
But sorry to all the Guinness fans out there if Trek got it wrong. Blame the Edosian bartender, right?
Yeah. Or it's the 23rd century. Maybe Guinness is slightly different.
Well, that would also be heretical.
Be a problem. Yeah, I know.
Hey, we all have our hills to die on.
Name check Guinness.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You know, because I'm sure they had to pay for that.
I'm sure they did.
They had to pay for the Bud Lights for Kelvin Trek. So, yeah.
Interesting. But
Bud Light classics. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love our bartender.
Yeah, and like I said, I hope she's back now too. Yeah. Well, when they get probably once or twice a season, right? I mean, they're not going to put her in unless there's a reason, but I can't see them making a reason very often because it's expensive and technical and drove everybody bananas. So I hear. But very cool either way.
Although after introducing her like this, they could probably have fewer shots of her mixing drinks.
True.
They could probably shoot in such a way that you don't need to see the third arm, or it could be done with a immobile prosthetic or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and I like that they really worked on making it practical first and tweaking with CGI. It makes a difference. It feels more natural, and that was really cool. And I like that Pike and Una are both to the point where they're like, yeah, we're going to bring somebody that's this good onto our ship because our people need to have a drink every once in a while because, man, they go through some stuff, as we see here at the end. So but yeah, we are not skipping the dance scene because perfect. And La'an talking to Spock here, it's sweet. Again, it's a really nice, it feels like a way to kind of wrap one story and possibly start another in a very romantic comedy type of way. It's very much in the genre of this episode. And wow, that dress on her, like, and it looks like a dress La'an would wear. And she looks amazing. And I talked about her eye makeup again already because that was fantastic. But I love seeing everybody dance, and I love the Sam Kirk white guy dance with the Andorians, whether they're mimicking him or he's mimicking them. It's so nice to see them just having a good time, having fun. It's so much lighter. And then.
And Benga and Scotty are dancing. Okay. That's good.
Yeah. And then we have Ortegas hitting a body bag and then continuing to show her PTSD. We see that she's seeing Gorn.
Yeah. Now, I've had heard some people saying, oh my God, do you think she's infected somehow too? Because the Gorn pierced her and there's something growing in her. Are we supposed to believe that? Or are we supposed to believe it's all PTSD? And if it's just PTSD, is this just a rehash of Detmer from Discovery and blah, blah? And I'm like, man, if you were in Starfleet, you all have PTSD. There's a reason that there's counselors on the ship at a certain point because I'm sorry, things happen all the time. Like, even in Lower Decks, they're like, they get trapped in paintings and turned into crystals and, their legs fall off and all that. So, I mean, if it is a PTSD story, it is well deserved. And we already know she had shades of that from last season. But I'm hoping it's not, she has some sort of Gorn in her now, because I feel like we're already doing that with Batel. I'm hoping it is just her, almost dying and coming to terms with that, and having maybe she's going to start to feel like she can't fly the same because her hand isn't hers, or like whatever's coming, I'm here for it, because man, Melissa Navia sells it, and she's been through some stuff herself personally, so you can see some of that depth in her performance, and I really like it. I really like what they're giving her a meaty story. I'm really excited to see where it goes next.
Oh yeah. All right. So, Chrissie, you want to talk about people bitching about canon?
Just briefly. Okay. So the main complaint here has been, Trelane didn't know that humans were in space. Trelane thought it was the Napoleonic era. How could he possibly have run into humans before? If we're establishing that he's a Q, which we've established here, and if we do want to take it to the point of he's junior, he's Keegan Delancey Q, then we're talking about that makes it make less sense. I'm trying to think of what I was getting at here.
Time has no meaning.
What we saw does not have to have happened before. Right?
Correct.
Right. Yep. So this
Q's
could be
live
after,
in
and actually
time jumping craziness.
Yeah. We were reminded of that when he was talking to, young Jack Crusher, because he's like, he said you were dead. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it doesn't, just because it happens earlier chronologically on our timeline does not mean that this is not, that this doesn't happen that this can't happen after. And it actually makes more sense if it happens after, because he's been introduced to the crew of the Enterprise and he's interested in them now. And like, he went back too far. Oops, but he was really just focused on Spock, so he didn't notice that it wasn't Kirk and company or something like that.
Or he's just playing with them like dolls because he's a kid.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Like you do with your toys. He's just making them do stories. And he just has a different way of doing that than most children do. And most children should. I mean, Chapel even refers to that at the end. She goes, it's not my idea to be dressed up like a doll by some entity. Like, so they even talk about that she felt like a doll. And I think that's kind of what he was doing. He was just playing with them. And he was getting scolded like a kid who's playing with something in a way they shouldn't. Took it too far. Yeah. Kids test limits all the time. That's what we saw with Q Jr. in Voyager. So however this lines up, I think first of all, I'm not the biggest, I don't mind bending canon, changing canon. Big things, little things like this, whatever. Massage it whatever way works for you. Have whatever.
Star Trek has been doing that for almost 60
Since
years.
The second episode.
So.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nobody promised that it was going to be perfect, and nobody thought about this almost 60 years ago.
No,
so it is okay. Yeah. Relax.
There was something I noticed, again, because I've been rewatching TOS. So in the very beginning of TOS, I knew that they called it the United Earth Space Program early, but there's actually an early episode where they pronounce it like it's a initial, like sort of like NASA. They call it like USPA or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? It's fine. If this is what you're worried about, don't hate watch things. Don't hate watch things.
Even as far forward as Squire of Gothos, which is like episode 18 or 19 of season 1, they're calling it Space Fleet Command.
Yeah. So I mean, enjoy your stuff if you can. There's so much other things to worry about in the world these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just about Strange New Worlds in general, this is going to sound strange, but if I look at this from the perspective of this is historical material for a timeline that is existing in and I'm in the future of it, right? Then the fact that Strange New Worlds was not extant until recently, and there are small pieces of it that are disputing what we knew from later, is something that historians have to deal with all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So if you think of Strange New Worlds as a newly discovered historical text for the world of Star Trek,
there we
that
go.
takes care of it.
I like that.
It's just because we didn't know these things before doesn't make them untrue. Or maybe we have two different stories. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you find a text that disputes what another text says, and you don't have a third one to.
There are early episodes of TNG where they talk about how the Klingons joined the Federation.
Yeah. So, calm down.
Yeah.
If you don't like it,
don't. Just be quiet.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with people I don't have a problem with criticism. I don't have a problem with people expressing what they're feeling about it. But there are a number of people I have seen online who appear to be watching this out of habit because they watched Star Trek in the 90s. And it's like, I don't want you to not watch it because I don't want to see the ratings drop and I want more Star Trek. But if this isn't for you, that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't watch most of Voyager.
And there seem to be some people that are watching it specifically because they want to complain about it.
Yes. That's and you're always going to have that. But so the people that are hate watching and then are bitching to get a reaction, I'm not
find a better use of your time. There is, like I said, there are other things to worry about in the world. Don't spend time on things that make you angry if you can avoid it.
But yeah, also if you just are still watching it but aren't enjoying it, just watch something that you do enjoy.
Yeah. This is a grown-up reaction.
Life?
I don't know. The same people who have $20,000 for a spaceship model, maybe.
There you go.
I mean, I say that, but at the same time, I did watch all of Section 31 multiple times.
Yeah, I did too. But that's because of my love of a franchise.
Yeah. You also we both watched it because we had a responsibility to discuss it.
I would probably not have watched it multiple times if that. I would have watched it once.
Yeah. Well, you have to watch it once because you don't know how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Even halfway through, it could have gotten better. So
it didn't.
Yeah.
And there are good things in it. That is how we look at things. Like if you're not that from that perspective, there's enough negativity out in the world.
Yeah.
Just stop, please.
Yeah. So if it helps you
anyone
work out
else's
the canon,
enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing too. If people are enjoying something and it's not hurting anybody,
who cares?
I always have to caveat
the one thing that will always piss me off when I see it is this isn't really Star Trek.
Oh my God, yes.
I hate that.
You know what, though? The one thing I will say about that is the very short treks.
Well, that's because the studio said it wasn't really Star Trek.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you on that.
If we're putting those as like real Star Trek, then so are all the Hallmark commercials from the 90s.
Mm-hmm. No, I
love those Hallmark commercials.
I do too.
Those were great. Those I'd take real Star Trek. This is Star Trek. And it does have the same values as Star Trek. It does have the same ideas. It has the core of the Roddenberry vision, to use the term. Mm-hmm. Okay. So get over yourselves.
I will now tell you what the official definition of whether something is Star Trek or not. Does it have Star Trek in the name?
Mm-hmm. With the exception of the first 2 seasons of Enterprise, which don't.
Yeah.
Retroactively they do, but yes.
Retroactively they do.
Well, sort of. There's only one episode in the entire series where the previously on says previously on Star Trek Enterprise. All the rest of them say previously on Enterprise.
They didn't record. Well, yeah, but
they were trying to.
they didn't re-record that, but also, like, did it always say last time on Star Trek Voyager, or did it sometimes say just Voyager? I feel like
it doesn't matter if
Previously
your
on
title
Deep
has
Space
it
Nine.
in it
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, I know,
but when
I-
it changes halfway through and you don't change
Well-
with it, it becomes kind of silly.
Yeah, well,
obvious, yeah.
like HBO, they realized that it worked better with the brand in
The
it.
branding. Mm-hmm. Yes, and Enterprise is Star Trek too, retroactively to the people in 2003 that were bitching about it.
I got a whole
Oh.
podcast about why you should watch Enterprise and how it's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
And like,
Yes.
yeah, come on.
Oh no, I very much remember the people on Trek BBS
Mhm.
who
Mm-hmm.
were insisting it wasn't really Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. That happens with every new Star Trek.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Next Gen wasn't the real thing. I
yeah.
loved
Mhm.
seeing those old, the old newspaper clippings of that.
How dare you
So-
put that bald Englishman in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a Klingon on the bridge. How dare they?
Uh-huh.
So I'm to rant over. The thing about thinking of it as a newly discovered historical text occurred to me the other day, and I just really liked framing it that way. I didn't need to frame it that way, but if that helps other people wrap their head around it, then, go for it. Here's an option.
There you go.
That
And if you
sounded
didn't
really
like this
weird. I
episode,
didn't
don't
mean it.
watch it again. I'll watch it enough for you. Because I mean, this is gonna go in with my like light, happy. I need something in the background or something to cheer me up episodes. Because if nothing else, I just get to see all the awesome costumes throughout, and that just makes
There
me
you
happy.
go.
So y'all
And
just
Wham.
lay off and
There are
wham.
a bunch
Exactly.
of
Mhm.
Strange New Worlds episodes that get added to that category.
Yes, there are.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of them on that list, and then there's a bunch of them that are very much not on that list.
And we covered both ends
You
of that
know,
spectrum
when you
today.
want to
Mhm.
feel light and happy, you mean you don't watch Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach?
Or Under the Cloak of War, or All Those Who Wander, or Hegemony Part Either. Like, I mean, we could keep going here, right? But that's why I love this show, because, I mean,
Mhm.
we've been sitting here for hours, literally, tonight.
4 hours.
talking
Literally.
about- yes, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yes, 4 hours. Put either one in there and it works correctly in this. And we've talked about 2 completely different episodes,
Mhm.
but it's super fun because that swing, they're both such Strange New Worlds episodes because this
Yeah.
show plays with genre, and that's really lovely.
I love Discovery. I love Picard, but
Mhm.
there's just something about the episodic
Yeah.
Star Trek that just touches me in a way that...
It tweaks your nostalgia button.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Mhm.
that's what Star Trek to me was way back when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and I think every series has its own voice. Every series finds its niche. Every series scratches an itch somewhere for some people.
Mhm.
Everybody's going to have favorites, and it's okay that they're not the same or that everybody has different opinions. But Strange New Worlds overall is just good. And
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
this is not your jam, too bad, because I'm loving it for you.
And it reflects the time. They all reflect their time.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
The
Mhm.
utopianism of the next gen era was that all of that potential utopian ideas of the 80s,
Mhm.
and then you have DS9. Well, things have gotten gritty because things aren't really as great as they were. And then Voyager, no, we're going to try to do utopia again,
Mhm.
kind of.
But
And
throw
then-
in some obstacles. Yeah.
yeah.
And
we're
then
recognizing
Enterprise
things are not
was
perfect.
post 9/11 for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, the towers came down when they were filming the first
Oh,
quarter of the first season.
Yeah.
The
And
premiere of Broken Bow was delayed because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Strange New Worlds reflects this time too, because there are absolutely terrible things they are dealing with, and then something funny happens.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that's life. That's humanity. Okay. It's just to bring it back to other TV shows, right? There's an episode of Golden Girls where Rose has a heart attack. It's right toward the end of the series. And they're sitting in the waiting room and they start talking about the beer that Dorothy's father used to drink, and it's Rheingold beer. And this was a real beer. And they sing the jingle, and Rose's daughter walks in and thinks that they're like laughing while her mother's dying. And it's like, no, this is how life is. You have absolutely terrible moments that can be punctuated with absolute silliness.
Well,
and
and
vice versa.
laughter releases some of that tension. And you bond and you get close to and you find love and deep relationships with people that you go through stuff with so that you can have these moments of joy. And you think about Mbenga holding Christine's flowers. That's such a sweet moment between them. Pike ready to stand there for Spock to get him married. These are relationships. These are moments that have been earned by the other stuff. So, yeah, really nice.
All right. Now rant really over. I'm done.
All right.
It's 1:00.
I think we've exhausted physically, mentally, and every other way. Everything we can say about Star Trek tonight.
Yes.
At least coherently.
And my apologies that you have about an hour more of the editing than we expected.
It was going to happen.
He's got an extra day.
Yeah, I've got all weekend. It's fine.
Yeah.
Plus, I can delay the second one until whenever I want to.
Thank you for bringing me on for this.
Before the following Tuesday.
There we go. I just appreciate that you guys knowing this was going to be a marathon with me and asking me to come on to do a dump.
We also figured, who can we ask to come on to talk about 2 episodes in a row and won't, because there are some guests, and, it's totally fair. We definitely have guests that are, by the end, they're pushing this has gone on too long. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that you weren't one of those.
Yes.
I know better. We're gonna talk, and this is delightful. So it's worth it.
It is.
All right. So, Abby, thank you once again for joining us for this episode. Where can listeners find you online? Do you have anything you want to mention?
I have a podcast, First Flight Pod, and we are an Enterprise Rewatch podcast where we go through every episode in succession and deep dive into it. And you often hear us refer to comments that we have gotten from our friends over here, especially Thad. He enjoys Soval's socks as much as I do. And you can find us on all the places that you listen. Exactly. You can find us all the places that you listen to podcasts and get your audio, and you can find the pod on all the socials at First Flight Pod, and you can find me at Abby M. Sommer. That's SOMMER.
All right, Chrissie, where can people find you when you're not tasting disgusting wedding cake?
Oh, that would be unfortunate. Didn't expect it to be so
briny
and briny. Yeah,
you just need some parchlor, right? Vulcan parchlor.
All right. So, yes, in addition to here at Infinite Versity, you can find me on History with the Szilagys here on the BQN. That's that short history podcast I do with my fellow historian partner, Jason. And I'm also happy to chat about our shows in the BQN Collective on Facebook and in the Discord. And I'm on the various socials as the Goddess Livia. That's TheGoddessLivia, where you can see my opinions about Star Trek history and leftist politics. Thad, where can people find you when you're not mixing up drinks behind the bar in a very artful way?
You can go to tyrannicus.net. That's TYRANICUS.net, where I have links to all of my podcasts and socials.
And don't forget about all of our other great shows here on the BQN. Here's a recording of Amy to tell you all about them.
What shows are on BQN, you ask? Well, here's a rundown of some podcasts you might be interested in. All Good Things, a Star Trek Universe podcast covering all of Trek, hosted by Amy, Christos, Kelvin, and Kristen. Whether you've got Xbox or Nintendo, check out Bargain Bin Gamer, a YouTube show hosted by Davey and Mitch, self-proclaimed gamers who specializes in reviewing and showcasing affordable video games. Grab your popcorn as you listen to Cinema Z, a film discussion and review podcast showcasing films you probably missed but should definitely check out. Hosted by Mark and Matt. Don your apron for The Food Replicator, where Matthew eats and drinks his way through Star Trek cocktail and 3 cookbooks. Beam Aboard Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast covering all of TNG, hosted by Steven. In order to not repeat it, listen to History with the Szilagys, a snippet of historical events from around the world, hosted by Chrissie and Jason. For the newest Trek coverage, check out Infinite Diversity, hosted by Chrissie and Thad. Curl up with a good book and delve into Beta Canon with Peter, host of the Trek Book Club on Twitter and Blue Sky, and his companion Trek Book Club podcast. Test your Trek knowledge with Treksperts Quiz, a Star Trek quiz show hosted and written by Davey and MC. If you're a member of Starfleet Federation or Planetary Union, go check out Union Federation, covering current Star Trek and the Orville, which we all know is really a Trek show, hosted by Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley. Head over to YouTube and watch The View Screen live on Sundays, your Trek-inspired talk show hosted by Calvin and Amy with new 8-week seasons in the spring and fall. Spill the tea with Christos while he discusses current Trek news and events and explores the world of fandom via guest interviews, all with an LGBTQIA+ perspective on What's the Tea, Bev? And for our patron members, we have the Hive Mind with script readings and roundtable discussion. It's Green, a cornucopia of topics, and Amy's Math Moments, a quick look at math moments in Star Trek. You can keep up with all of these shows by following the network at BQN Podcasts on Instagram and Blue Sky. We know you have a choice of podcasts to choose from, and we thank you for listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Infinite Diversity. Thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music and Mark White for the awesome show art. Please subscribe in your favorite podcast player and don't forget to rate and review us there as well.
And if you'd like to reach out, you can find the network on the socials at BQN Podcasts or our show specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can talk about any and all of our BQN podcasts in the Facebook group and in the Discord server. When you next hear from us, we will be talking about episode 3 of the 3rd season of Strange New Worlds, Shuttle to Kenfori. Until then, we bid you peace and long life. And Jitterbug.
Jonathan Frakes has quite the coat of chest hair.
Okay. All right. I'm not getting into a men of chest hair of men in Star Trek because this could be its entire other podcast. If we have another lull and you would like to do an examination of moments of chest hair in Star Trek, I will come back on and do that with you. But
okay,
I will put that out there because I can think of at least 4 more off the top of my head. This is why I spend my Friday nights with you guys. Okay. Because you understand this. And you know you were both going, can I count 4 more? And you're like, yeah, I bet you got at least 3.
Well, I know Archer's one of them.
Yeah.
Well, if you're good, they all have. Okay, stick with Enterprise for a second, though. You see every single male in that series bare-chested, including Phlox. You see Phlox in nothing but slippers in an episode there.
Oh,
Think about when they go to Risa. You see quite a bit of chest hair on Juliet.
I can't remember. Phlox doesn't have shit. Does Phlox have chest hair? I can't remember.
Phlox is not hairy, but he has a really cool spine.
Right, I remember the spine.
And he has the different. He's got markings, but it is not chest hair. But listen to John Billingsley sometime talk about that scene, and you'll understand. When we do the bonus episode, I'll recap it for you. This is totally getting cut and put at the end of all this, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I noticed that you rarely do that for anybody but me, but I appreciate that you leave our silly rabbit hole shenanigans in. Because
I have gotten to the point where I just leave it where it is, for the most part, unless it's really, really, because so often we end up referring back to it. And that's not just with you, but with you, it's in particular, it's not, we were trained on a different system with somebody who was much more strict about what was in the episode proper. Let's just put it that way.
There's a reason that
BQN is very loosey goosey. They let us put up whatever we want to.
Excellent.
Everyone's loosey goosey compared to Chris.
Well, yes.
Well, I'll just say there's a reason that First Flight has an episode, and then there's at least another half hour of me and Chris doing stupid stuff or laughing or joking with each other about whatever. And that's half the fun for me to go back and be like, all right, I'm cracking myself up again. And I'm hoping some other people are laughing at us laughing at each other. Like, that's the fun part of all this, is that you leave and it's been joy.
Well, speaking of asides, you know who else doesn't have chest hair? Michael Landon in Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, yeah.
Gold star for you. You win.
We missed it last episode. I don't know where we would have put it in, but yep.
100%.
Is not at all, yeah.
Which is actually kind of surprising for the 70s.
And the prairies.
Yeah. Well, especially for, both kinds of 70s, both the 1870s and the 1970s.
Yep.
Years ago, my family went on a summer vacation where we drove up all around New England, and we stopped at Ben & Jerry's. I think this would have been, 96, I think. So I would have been like 10. I was enthralled by the fact that employees at the Ben & Jerry's factory were allowed to take home up to 3 pints of ice cream every day. And for years, I said that I was going to work at Ben & Jerry's for the free ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine 3 pints of Ben & Jerry's every single day?
But you can also get coupons. It's like a voucher. Like you get 3 voucher coupons. No, and that's important because when I was there, they said, somebody goes, "Oh my God, how are you not 500 pounds?" And they're like, "Well, you don't actually get all the free pints. You use them like currency. Like people trade them. They're worth about $5, right?"
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, hey, I need this and here.
Even 1 pint of Ben & Jerry's a day is probably not good for a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Your cholesterol numbers would be off the charts, but man, we'd be probably really happy.
There are worse ways to go than death by Ben & Jerry's.
Well, being dissolved in a corn stomach being one of them.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I'm just imagining somebody working at the Ben & Jerry's factory, and that's how they're feeding their family every day.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
And I don't even mean that in like a negative way or anything. It's just like I have this vision of like, I got dinner.
All right, focus. You guys are already into tomorrow.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. 3 pints, 3 meals a day.
Oh my God.
Or 3 pints. You got, 1 person, a spouse, and a kid.
I suppose.